Hello everyone, a very good evening to all of you. Myself Sanat Kumar Swai, Assistant Professor at Vedang Institute of Technology, and hope you are all doing well. Today's class we'll be discussing about, in previous class we have discussed about team building in organizational behavior. In today's class we'll be discussing about the team effectiveness, okay? Team effectiveness and team building in organizational behavior, okay? So we'll be going through a few slides and we'll see a few examples also and how does it correlates with the Indian scenario particularly. Okay, so introduction. Okay, now what do you mean by team effectiveness and how does it what is the correlation between team building and team effectiveness, and what is the importance of both of them in organizational behavior? See, team effectiveness can come only when there is a proper team building. Without a proper team build, if there is not a proper team is not built, then the team effectiveness won't be available. Okay, now how does it affect, or what are the aspects of both of them in the organizational behavior? See, when we are talking about organizational behavior in the Indian context, what happens is that the one second. Yeah. So we need to look at the overall performance and productivity. Okay. What is the overall performance of a team? How we are going to achieve the overall performance of a team? What is the productivity level of that team? Whether we are having the required morale which is required for that particular team or not. So that can be attributed, all of these can be attributed to the team effectiveness. Whether the team has been working in an effective way or not. Okay. So what is an effective team? What do you mean by effective team? When effective team is are essential for achieving the strategic goals which are required for that particular project or for that particular team. Okay, various innovative ideas are being required. Okay, and as because Indian market, if we are talking about the Indian market, as because it is a dynamic market and it's a very competitive, then you must have a competitive edge in the market. Why would people go after you? There must be something. You must have some competitive edge. So then only people are going to go after you. No? Okay. So these all creates the effective team. And this effective team are required to achieve these kinds of goals and objectives. Okay. So in the previous class also we have discussed that if you're talking about the Indian scenario, Indian organization, you see that cultural, social and economic factors plays a very important role in this, in the dynamic and the effectiveness of any kinds of team building or team effectiveness. Okay, so in this particular chapter we will be discussing about the effectiveness of the team. Okay, and also we will talk about the Indian scenarios. Okay, and with few examples and their explanations. Okay, right. So understanding the team effectiveness. Now, as already said, how we are going to understand a team effectiveness, whether a team is working effectively or not, how we are going to understand that. Okay, so we have to clear set of goals has to be, there has to be, it should be properly defined. Okay, so the first one is like clear goals and roles. Okay, to understand whether a team is working effectively or not, you need to have a clear goals, and what are the roles of each team members in a well-defined way. So that's the first point. Okay, next is open communication. Okay, there should not be any close communication. See, the companies, they are becoming very open these days. Okay, and the communication channel is very much crucial, very much important these days. If there is a blockage in the communication, then definitely that is going to create conflict in the long run. Definitely. Okay. So you have to have an open communication. If there is an issue, you can directly talk with the higher management. There should not be any kinds of hurdles in between. Okay. So that also creates, or that can be understood as a team effectiveness, whether a team is working in effective way or not. Okay. Next is mutual trust and respect. You need to have mutual trust and respect. See, without mutual trust and respect, a team cannot forge forward. There cannot be any kinds of collaboration. Okay. And if you're not getting any kind of supportive environment in your team, then definitely you are not going to build up that mutual trust and respect. Okay. So mutual trust and respect is also important for team effectiveness. Okay. Next, diverse skill set. Okay. While working for a team, not all the skills are being, a single person may not have all the skills required for a team. Okay. So you have to have a diverse set of skills that may come from a set of different peoples. Okay. So there, that is known as a diversified culture, diversified skill set from diversified people. Okay. So that also impacts the team effectiveness. And most importantly, strong leadership. What kind of leadership you are, that particular organization is going to have. That also impacts the team effectiveness. How much motivation you get from your leadership, that also helps in the team effectiveness. Okay. Next, team building in organizational behavior. Okay. So see, if you're not building a team in the organization, then definitely that can be a catastrophic effect may be seen in any organization. Okay. If we are having a team building, then definitely that is going to enhance the cohesiveness, belongingness, functionality will also increase, and subsequently the performance of the team will also increase in the long run. Okay. So what happens is that these kinds of activities or these kinds of processes that helps to achieve if a interpersonal relationship with the customers, okay, or the team members with the higher organization, higher authority of that organization. Okay. So subsequently what happens that they're able to meet with the organizational goals in the long run. Okay. Next, key elements of team building includes, okay, if we are going to look at few key elements of what are the team buildings, then those are assessment of team needs. You see, when we are creating a team, then we need to understand about the team needs. Definitely any kind of team or any kind of group or any kind of a project team, you can say, okay, they need to have their they have got their own needs. Yeah. So we need to assess what are the needs of that particular team. Okay. And that has to be appropriately, that should be addressed to. Okay. They may have some certain specific needs. Okay. Next is goal setting. Okay. What is the goal, okay, of that organization or of that team? How we are going to establish those goals, whether those goals are being achievable, okay, or whether that has been alignment with the team's or organization's objectives. We have to understand that. Okay. Next, skill development. Whether the skills required by the team, whether the team members they possess or not. If yes, well and good. If no, then there has to be proper training has to be given to those team members. Okay. Next, conflict resolution. The conflict, definitely it doesn't tell you, and if there is a conflict that may come all of a sudden, and you have to have that required capability and ability to resolve any kind of conflict, if any. Okay. So how you are going to manage or resolve any kind of conflict? Through various kinds of mechanisms, okay, various kinds of strategies. So that has to be in handy. Okay. You have to have those kinds of mechanism or strategies in handy so that you can resolve any kinds of conflict, if any. Next, feedback mechanism. see, you cannot say that you're the best of all. Okay, you need to take feedback from various kinds of departments, various kinds of people. Okay, so that you can you have the opportunity to improve yourself. There can be continuous improvement. Okay, next, team effectiveness and team building in India. If you're looking at the team effectiveness and what is the team building in India, then the first one is like cultural context. Okay, as already discussed previously, you'll see that India is a culturally diversified culture. Okay, and the nature of the Indian society, particularly, you see that that is a collectivist nature. Okay, so what we do is that we work in a group harmony. The Indian society, they work in group harmony. Okay, so what happens that if we need to understand the cultural diversity of India, if there is an organization which are working in Indian scenario. Okay, so that creates the team cohesiveness. Okay, but sometimes it does happens that what happens, that also poses a challenge, like if there is an individual assertiveness, okay, and a conflict, then that create a challenge to the team cohesiveness. Okay, there's no room for an individual assertiveness. Okay, for example, if you're looking at an example, okay, like TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, which is one of the topmost IT company in India. Okay, it also achieved to fostering a sense of belonging and mutual support. Okay, working for TCS is like working in any government organization. Okay, you get a sense of belonging with that company, you get a mutual respect, you get a mutual support from those companies. Okay, so what happens in the long run, this help the company to grow. Okay, because it fosters the collectivist cultural values, as because it is working in the Indian scenario, you'll see that the collectivist cultural approach has been taken by these companies. Okay, next, leadership style. Okay, so what is the leadership style? I mean, how the leadership style has been undertaken, okay, by various kinds of organization, that also creates an important role, plays an important role in the um, like for example, hierarchical style or any participative leadership style. So, or you can say that there's a blend of those styles. The organizations which are working in India, you will see that they often show a blend of those leadership style. Okay, for example, Infosys. Okay, Infosys also uses this kinds of leadership style. Okay, where you will see that a young team member is also involved in the decision making process in any kind of decision making. When there's a decision been taken, then you see that the ideas or in the innovative ideas or the views of the team members, all the team members have been taken into consideration. Okay. So definitely that also helps the organization in the long run. Next, team building practices. Okay, so how you are going to build up a team. Okay, so the first one is like by doing various kinds of rigorous training and workshops. Okay, you see most of the organizations these days, they have intensive training and workshops. Okay, so that to enhance the communication, okay, and also collaboration. Okay, Wipro is such company, okay, that organizes various team building workshops, okay, these days, so that there is like interpersonal skills, okay, there's a trust building, okay, or any kind of collaborative problem solving are being taken into consideration. Okay, diversity and inclusion initiative, various kinds of diversity, as India is a diversified country, you see that um, diversity, emphasizing diversity is an important tool for building effective team in India. Okay, because India has a diversified workforce. Okay, and one of the major company which includes these kinds of working environment is Hindustan Unilever Limited. Okay. Next, technology and communication tool. Now, what do you mean by technology and communication tool? How you are going to use the technology and what are the communication tools that can be taken into consideration for various kinds of better or collaboration or better communication with your teams. Okay, so if you look at the example, you see that Reliance is one of the topmost company which uses these kinds of communication platforms. Okay, so that there's a seamless interaction and collaboration with the team members. Okay. Now, what are the challenges? You see, as because India is a diversified country, use to manage those diversity. Okay, there can be a lot of misunderstanding. Okay, there can be a lot of conflicts. Okay, what are the solution for this? Solution is that uh, various kinds of training can be given. Okay, or various kind that can promote inclusive culture. Okay, people should understand the inclusive culture. Okay, then only they will be able to manage the diversity in a more effective way. Okay, and also if there is any kinds of conflict, okay, then only they will be able to resolve those conflict. Okay, next, balancing tradition and modernities. Okay, you see, these days most of the organizations, okay, they try to create a balance between the tradition and the modernity. Okay, various kinds of integrational practices are being taken into consideration. Okay, so various kinds of approaches are being taken into consideration, but sometimes it does happen that it becomes very challenging. Okay, so what is the solution? That leadership development programs can be taken into consideration. Okay, that emphasizes like adaptive leadership styles. Okay, they need to adapt to various kinds of leadership style. Okay, then only the leaders will be able to balance these kinds of aspects in a much better effective way. Okay, remote work dynamics. Okay, what do you mean by remote work dynamics? You see, these days uh, companies gives an opportunity to work from home. You can work from your home also. Okay, um, remote work has been also given a preference. Okay, so what happens through this, team cohesiveness is been maintained. Okay, and effectiveness has becomes very much complex these days. Okay, what is the solution for that? That you need to have regular virtual team building activity, regular virtual team building. Okay, not physical but virtually. Okay, so what happens that through that there will be an open communication, and various kinds of strong team bonds can be taken into consideration. Okay, and that will also be effective in your work setting. Okay, now with this we have come to the end of this slide, and what we have learned so far is that team effectiveness and team building are pivotal for the success of an organization. Definitely, if there is an effective team and if there is a team building, then definitely that is going to be helpful in that in the success of any kind of organization. Okay. Next, understanding and leveraging cultural nuances, adopting appropriate leadership style. Okay. So what happens that we need to understand the various kinds of cultural, okay, as because we come from a diversified country. Okay, and the various leadership styles has to be taken into consideration. What kind of leadership styles are being implemented in those organizations? Okay, then only we'll be able to implement those in the team building practices. Okay. Then we can say that yes, we have been able to create a high performing teams which is able to meet the expectations of the company. Okay. So these are few companies like TCS, Infosys, Wipro, Hindustan Unilever, Reliance. Okay, so they have used various kinds of team development and various kinds of team effectiveness innovations. Okay, through which they have tried to create a positive organizational culture within their organization. Okay. Next, lastly, by addressing these kinds of challenges, okay, like um, various kinds of um, diversity, okay, or various kinds of traditional values has to be balanced. Okay, so what happens that we are able to create a resilient team. Okay, a resilient team through which the team can have a best performance. Okay, and they can be leveraged to a best competitive advantages. Okay, in the global market or in the local run, in the long run, if you say. Okay, so with this we have come to the end of the slide. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can please jot down your doubt. and we'll be more than happy to sort out your doubt in the next class. Okay. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.